Hello and welcome to the Grange. Appleton third team are at home against Offerton seconds. Offerton batting first. This is the second over. Jess Lewis is bowling. And that's the first wicket of the day. Paul White, the skipper, takes a good catch, gets round. Tasia goes for naught. Jess gets the first wicket of the day. Offerton 2 for 1. Apologies for the slightly out of focus clip. It was the only clip of the day we struggled with, but it's Jess taking a second wicket in the same over. Offerton in a little bit of early trouble. 4 for 2, make that 8 for 2. Tom Gray bowling from the other end. As you can see, it's a nice day when the sun was out. It was very warm out there. I'm actually playing in this game, although you wouldn't know it from these highlights because I didn't feature too much. Certainly not with the ball. So Offerton's starting to get going a little bit now, making a few runs. Boundaries starting to flow. Tom Gray bowling again from the far end. That's a nice shot through the offside. Offerton 37 for 2. A full toss from Jess gets put through the offside. It's a short boundary on that side. On the offside to the right of the camera. Paul Grumley behind the stumps takes a bit of a tumble. Did very well today, Paul, with the gloves. Didn't let many past him. Change of bowling, Beckett Offick from this end. Goes for 4 through the offside, and Roger Cawthorne, the change of bowling from the other end. Short ball from Roger there gets the treatment over the top. Offerton building a nice partnership here. Over 60 run partnership now. Rog sending down a few full tosses. He doesn't look too pleased with himself. And unlucky there, that's a much better ball. Pitched up outside off stump. Gets an edge, but it runs away for 4, unfortunately. That's a nice shot down the ground, just beats mid-on. Offerton 80 for 2 of the first 15 overs. Still Becker from the other end. And Becker gets her first wicket of the day. Excellent ball, pitched up. Simpson goes for 35. Codge still bowling from the far end. Put through the leg side for 4 there. Bangs one in a little bit shorter there, and you can see he's not too happy with it. Goes for 6, and that's 4 towards mid-on. So 100's up for Offerton, 102 for 3. It's a 40 over game, so we're approaching the halfway stage. Change of bowler now, Chris Priest, spinner. On from the top end, goes for 6, and that's a big shot. Still Becker from the near end, and that's the short boundary, and that is 6 over the fence. We lost a few balls today. You'll be probably not too surprised to hear watching these highlights. And that's another big shot over mid-off for 6. So Chris Priest bowling his right arm religious, getting a little bit of stick. The return of Tom from the near end this time, trying to stem the flow of runs if at all possible. Bowled well in his first spell, didn't go for too many, but starting to leak a few runs now. The skipper Paul White brought himself on, gets a thick edge, and I should mention that was actually me dropping a catch off camera. It was a tough one. I was running backwards, but it was a drop nonetheless, and that's a big 6 straight down the ground. So Tom going for a little bit of stick there, but he gets his wicket, comes back well. Bowls Gilbert for 47, just short of his half century. And the very next ball, he gets another one, edge through to Grummers, the keeper. So Tom's on a hat trick. 183 for 5. Didn't get his hat trick, unfortunately. And that is a big shot. goes for 6. And another one, very similar shot, same area. And that's the 100 for Habib Khan. He's been piling on the runs, brings up the 200 for the team and the 100 for himself with big 6. So still Paul, White and Khan now very much swinging the bat. Piling on the runs. Tough day at the office for Appleton, in the field at least. So Jess has been brought back on. It's a full toss that gets put over the short boundary for 6. And Becker from the other end comes back on and gets the wicket of Khan. He goes for 133, a great knock. Grummer's sharp bit of work behind the stumps, technically a stumping I think. So Offerton 268 for 6. This is the last over now. Last over of the 40. Jess Lewis bowling it. That goes for 4. Couple of full tosses. Get put towards the short boundary. So the last ball of the innings, Appleton got an absolute monster run chase on here. As Offerton finished on 286 for 6. So not a good day at the office for the bowlers. Becca Othick, probably the pick of the bowlers. The most economical and, well, the second most economical, but she also got 2 wickets. Paul White bowled well as well. His 5 overs. So here comes the Appleton innings. Not off to a great start. John Porter, second ball of the innings, gets caught at mid-on. It's me and Chris Priest at the crease now. Chris Priest at the crease, not easy to say. And that's Chris with the first boundary of the Appleton innings. And there's me playing an uncharacteristically aggressive shot. We weren't really in a position to chase down the total, but we had a go anyway. Tried playing a few shots. That's another 4 through the leg side this time. And that is my eventual demise. Palmed on straight to backward point. I go for 17. Salim, the bowler, gets the wicket. So Appleton 28 for 2. So no ball. Nick Williams, next man in, gets 4. Great effort from the fielder down there. Just trying to save that one, but can't get around. So the very next ball. Nick. In the scorebook it said he got bowled, but I'm pretty sure he was caught behind there. He goes for 4 either way, it doesn't really matter. And Mr. Pete Ryan, Dr. Pete Ryan I should say, he goes for 0. Salim, the bowler. Becca Offick, next bat in, she goes for 0 also, good ball. Misses the straight one. Appleton in a bit of trouble. 48 for 5, safe to say we're not going to be chasing this one down. But Chris Priest putting up some resistance. Paul White, now the skipper, joins him at the other end. He gets hold of one. First 6 of the innings. Short ball. Paul puts that one away towards a short boundary. 66 for 5. Similar treatment again. 70 for 5, Appleton. About 15 overs left in the innings. Chris Priest gets a little nick on that one. Goes through to the keeper. He goes for 28. A. Thomas, the bowler. Simpson behind the stumps takes the catch. Mr. Cawthorne is next in. Roger Cawthorne, that's a great shot for him. I believe that was his. That's him getting off the mark with a nice straight drive down the ground. Lofted straight drive. And there's 4 more for Rog. Through the leg side. Nice shot. And another boundary for Paul. Paul just misses a straight one there. Gets caught out. 98 for 7. He goes for 31. Top scorer of the innings. So as you probably expected, there was no heroic late run chase to chase down the 286 total. Appleton 8 wickets down. Tom Gray, next man in, gets a little top edge there, I think. He goes for 1. So Appleton need about 180 off the last 2 overs. It's unlikely, and Grummers is the last man out. He goes for 4. Appleton bowled out for 108 in the penultimate over. Paul White, top scorer on 31. Good effort from Chris Priest as well with 28, but Appleton convincingly beaten in the end.